Welcome to r/IDontWorkHereLady, where we share stories about folks that are mistaken for employees by irate customers. First of all, thank you to all subscribers for supporting me in the comments. I really appreciate it. And today we have 3 good stories. The first story is, Lady calls me a Nazi because I'm a German tourist. This is my first story on this subreddit here. Also, English is my second language, so sorry for any vocab or grammar errors. The cast: D equals my dad, EL equals entitled lady, M equals manager, me equals yours truly. This story happened about 3 years ago. Me, my parents, and my dog were visiting the USA for 3 weeks during the summer holidays. We also visited some old friends who moved here. It was so good to see them again. Me and my dad went to Walmart one day to get some groceries. My mom and the doggo stayed at home because my mother was not feeling very well. First of all, D America. The food here is amazing, but it has way more calories than here in Germany. Also, the portion sizes are so much bigger. I was shopping with my dad at Walmart to get something to eat for dinner. Keep in mind my dad isn't very good at English, so I had to translate for him and speak to shop assistants for the most part. We were in the candy aisle to look for some snacks, but for the most part, we were comparing what different candies America has. Both of us were talking in German. My dad found a Twinkie package, if I remember correctly, and I explained to him what this is, what flavor, etc. When he put it into the shopping cart, I heard that typical Karen sound. Thinking not much of it, I moved our shopping cart closer to the corner because I thought that it was blocking someone from passing. Nope, another louder sounded again, and I turned to my left. There she was, standing in her full glory. The Karen with every single Karen feature. Typical Karen haircut, huge sunglasses, and the "can I speak to the manager" outfit. She looked like she was about in her late 40s to early 50s. The lady was staring at me, and my dad seemed rather annoyed. Me, can I help you? Entitled lady, ugh, took you long enough. Where are the paper towels? Me, excuse me? Entitled lady, are you deaf or something? I asked you where the paper towels are. Me, sorry ma'am, I don't know what you're talking about. Entitled lady, what the heck? How dare you speak to customers like that? I'm going to get the manager and tell him how rude you are. One last time, where are the paper towels? At this point, the Karen started to annoy me and my dad, but in all my confusion, I realized that she thought that I was an employee. The lady was looking very angry at me, and before I could correct her, my dad started to speak to me in German. Dad, in German, what's up with her? Is everything all right? Me, in German, yes, this lady just thinks that I'm an employee. Don't worry about it, I'll handle it. Suddenly, the lady looked extremely terrified, like she just saw a ghost or something. She quickly changed her attitude back to typical Karen behavior. Entitled lady, stop speaking Spanish. This instant. We are in America, so speak English. I will definitely tell your manager about this, you S. Me and my dad were absolutely shocked. I really didn't know how to answer to that, but I tried to be respectful to her. Me, excuse me, ma'am, but you see, I don't work here. We are both German tourists. Please leave us alone. I grabbed our shopping cart and gestured to my dad to go to the next aisle and continue our shopping. As soon as we were almost around the corner, I made the mistake to look at Karen again. She started screeching. She shouted, "You two stop immediately," and walked towards us, and she grabbed my arm. Her grip was so tight that it almost made me tear up. The entitled lady shouted in my face, "You Nazi W, come with me. I'm going to get your manager." I was shocked and my dad was livid. He pushed her away from me and told her something along the lines of, in his broken English and with his heavy German accent, "Get your hands off my daughter, you stupid bee. Go away and never talk to us again." The lady looked shocked at my dad, as if she never got someone to raise their voice at herself. Her mouth was moving as she wanted to say something, but she quickly walked away after a bit. As soon as she disappeared, my dad comforted me and asked me if I'm okay. I answered that I was fine, but needed to calm down a little. Some minutes pass and we continue our shopping, hoping we never have to deal with that lady again. After about 10 minutes, we both hear that intimidating and annoying voice again. Those are the guys. Me and my dad turn around and we see, lo and behold, our favorite nightmare Karen with manager in tow. Entitled lady, those are the guys. You need to fire that girl. She was very rude to me and threatened to kill me, and that man assaulted and tried to rape me. She had an evil grin on her face as she said that. The manager looked confused at me and responded after a second, "Ma'am, I'm very sorry, but this girl doesn't work here." Entitled lady, what? But I saw her helping that man. She has to be an employee, and she threatened to kill me in a concentration camp. Me and my dad looked in disbelief at each other, but I quickly tried to explain the situation to the manager. Me, sir, this is not true. Me and my dad are German tourists, and in no way Nazis. We were in the candy aisle when this lady approached us. She mistook me for an employee, and when I tried to correct her, she suddenly called me names and a Nazi. When she was physically assaulting me, my dad pushed her away from me and told her to go leave us alone. I still have a bruise on my arm. When I showed the manager my bruise, the lady tried to claim that I painted it on my arm. My dad tried to back me up and told the manager, again with broken English and heavy accent, to look up security footage. The lady's face turned pale, and she still consists that I painted the bruise on my arm. Entitled lady stuttered, "They are lying. You have to believe me, not those Nazis. They assaulted me and want to murder and rape me. Don't watch the security footage because it's unnecessary and a waste of time." Manager, "Ma'am, I won't need to review the footage because I already witnessed it through the cameras." To me, "I'm so sorry for this inconvenience. Do you want to press charges because this lady assaulted you?" I politely declined because me and my family were just for a holiday in America to relax and see new places and not to visit courts. The lady got banned from the store, and me and my dad got a little discount on our groceries. Some people are just nuts, man. When we got home, we had a story to tell my mom and our dog, but in the end, we just laughed over it. I got an ice cream for my dad and some loving cuddles for my dog. Thank you so much for reading my first encounter with a Karen. This is my first story on this subreddit, so it'll probably have some flaws, but oh well. The second story is, how dare you let a drunk serve me? Typical phone warning. Yes, English is my first language. Australian, so swearing is part of my vocabulary. But predictive text is a B. I'll do my best to proofread it. A bit of backstory about me so you get an idea of my mindset. I'm a bartender on weekends and uni student on weekdays. I worked retail for 6 years and often go autopilot when tired. I once thanked my fiancée for shopping with us after she cooked dinner. Also, if you've never paid close attention to a longtime bartender before, we're pretty good at what we do and like to show off when mixing. My uniform is a long white shirt, bleachable, a blue vest, not bleachable, and black slacks. Not the most comfortable uniform, so I often bring a t-shirt and boardies to change into afterwards. That's me in a nutshell. One Saturday afternoon, it's packed. Absolutely bonkers because of the AFL match. I don't remember who was playing. The beer is flowing, the cheers are merry, and the roars are loud. Being the spirit mixer, or more correctly, the one who spends the most time around the rack of spirits, I'm mixing a whole bunch of rums for a party of 10. I yank the next bottle of rum off of the shelf, tossing the empty at the recycle bin, and spin the top off. Not the smartest thing I've ever done in a 6-hour shift, as I proceed to spill about 5 shots worth of Bundy rum on the hem of my shirt as well as my pants. I sigh but shrug. Spilled alcohol is par for the course on a busy day, and my manager knows I'll write it off. I finish my shift and silently thank past me for packing a change of clothes. Well, the t-shirt at least. Fantastic. The t-shirt I packed was a deep blue with a decal on the front of a winged fox that read, "I do not give a fig. A flying fox." Shout out to the artist Fablefire. Look them up. Tossing my rum-soaked top into my bag, I change and leave. Whatever, I'm only going to the nearest Big W, my old workplace, to get some more things and then home. While browsing the confectionery aisle, I feel a presence behind me. Thinking it's someone trying to see what's past me, I mutter an apology and step sideways, tiredly weighing up whether I buy the discounted Cherry Ripe bag or a block of Black Forest. While I grab the block of chocolate, the person behind me coughs in an excuse me manner. Me, sorry mate. I step further aside. I put the block back and grab the bag instead. Cherry Ripe is better anyway. I feel a tap on my shoulder and turn around to see a walking nest of bleached hair and sunglasses that can make a fly jealous. Karen, I knew immediately. Karen, excuse me. There was more nasal in that voice than an ENT's clinic. Can you help me? At this point, I'm almost in autopilot, and the presence of this Karen flicks the switch. Me, yes ma'am? She scoffs as if I've just picked my nose. Karen, you shouldn't use such a tone with a customer. Where are your light bulbs? Obviously not in the lolly aisle, I think to myself. Me, I don't know, electrical? That way I think. I gesture in the general direction of housewares and electrical goods. Karen's hands shoot to her hips, tapping her foot. I stand there like a numpty, wondering what on earth she's doing. Karen, well aren't you going to take me there? Me, no? She throws her hands in the air. Karen, well I never. The service here is terrible. She leans in to jab a finger at me. I instinctively rock backwards. You need to take me there. Me, finally suppressing 6 years of customer service. Lady, I don't… Karen, I don't care what excuse you have. You… She stops and I notice her nostrils flare. You're not slow, you're drunk. How dare you? Where's your manager? Me, lady… Karen, no, shut up you drunk R. All this yelling brought an actual employee over. Let's call him Slim. Slim, what's going on? Karen, how can you let an employee be drunk here? Are you the manager? Slim, no ma'am, but he's… Karen, I only want to speak to a manager now." Slim turns on his heel and smartly walked over to the PA, calling our floor manager to confectionery. He wimps out and stays at the registers, while my old manager wanders over. "Manager, how can I—" "Karen, fire this drunk piece of SH." The manager looks at me, my Flying Fox t-shirt, my rum-smelling slacks, and my blank expression. She was used to seeing that after I finished work. Manager, "Miss, he hasn't worked here for years." Karen, "Yes, he does, look at him." She jabs me in the chest, and I stumble backwards slightly, knocking some Kinder Surprises off the shelf. "You're just protecting his drunk A." Manager, "Ma'am, you need to calm down." Karen, "I won't until you fire this SH stain. How dare you let a drunk serve me? Look at him." It seems she actually took the time to look at my outfit this time. Not the blue pinstripe business shirt the manager's wearing, but a shirt that's borderline offensive and yet cute at the same time. Her face flushed pink, and she flicks her hair in annoyance. Karen, "Excuse me, I'm late for an appointment." At 6 in the afternoon? She pushes past manager and I and leaves the store. Manager watches her leave before giving me a sideways glance. I shake my head slowly and just wave it away. Dumb customers was something I dealt with at least once a week as a cashier. I buy my cherry ripes and drive home to play WoW. And the last story is, mistaken for a Subway employee. Make a lifetime friend. I know, I'm posting on here again, but this time it's hella wholesome. Also, this will be kinda short. Cast: me, Greta, now a family friend, Mom. This takes place more than 10 years ago. I was 8 when this happened. I was with my family, and it was after church, and my parents had to stop at Walmart to get some things they forgot while shopping the night before. So here we are at Walmart on Sunday. It was hot and humid, as is typical for southern Louisiana. It was after church. I was tired and hungry, and complaining rather loudly to my mom. My sister, who was 17 at the time, squeezed my hand and told me to shut up. Being 9 years older, she can do that. I did shut up and walked with my mom until we got to the cashier and check out. Now, as a treat, and for me behaving, my mom raised my sister and me that if we did something good, we got a treat. We go to Subway. Now, most Walmarts I've been in have a Subway connected to it. So we go into Subway, go in and place our orders. My mom asked me to go and get napkins when I hear an older woman ask if I can get her napkins. Now, this lady at this time was in her late 50s and had a German accent. Greta, can you hand me some napkins, please? Me, yeah, sure. I hand her some napkins that I had gathered. It was a rather large stack of napkins because we all ordered something messy. Greta, oh, thank you, honey. I nod and walk away to my family and start to eat. A few minutes later, Greta came over to my table and started to talk to my mom. Greta, I'm sorry about interrupting your meal, but I wanted to ask if this is your young lady? Mom cocks her head to her side. Yeah? Looking at me like I did something I wasn't supposed to do. I wasn't a bad child, but my mom never liked it when strangers talked about me. Greta, I just wanted to say that she's a very sweet girl. I just moved here from Germany, and I don't know my way around here. Is it okay if I buy her a cookie? My mom smiles a very proud smile. My mom raised me and my sister to help people without reward. It was the whole gold rule deal. She goes to the worker and says that she's such a good worker and deserves a cookie for being such a good girl. Giving winks to the worker. She comes back and starts having a conversation with my parents, and we discover that she ended up going to the same church as us. So in the end, we ended up making a lifelong friend. Thank you for watching.